today, the White House Deputy Chief of Staff Bill Shine not backing down from the White House's decision yesterday to block CNN's Kaitlan Collins from covering an event in the Rose Garden.
Did you ask her if we ever use the word ban? I've seen it on lower thirds.
What word would you use, Bill? What word would you use?
When you ask her if we ever use the word ban, then I will answer that question.
You prohibited her? What's the word you would use?
You ask her, focus now. You ask her if we ever use the word ban. See you guys later. Have a great day.
Lower thirds are the things you see on the bottom of the screen, and Mr. Shine. Banning. Because here's the truth. Banning, barring, restricting, not inviting. Frankly, this is a matter of semantics. We stand by what Kaitlan reported all the way along, which is that she was told she was not allowed to cover an open press event that you were hosting, Bill Shine, after asking President Trump questions about Michael Cohen at an earlier event in the Oval Office. Okay. This all comes as CNN reports that Bill Shine's influence is rising in the White House. There are days when the former Fox executive sees the president much more than the chief of staff, John Kelly. Out front now, Joan Walsh, national affairs correspondent for The Nation, and CNN political commentator Steve Cortez, member of President Trump's 2020 Re-elect Advisory Council, along with our political commentator and April Ryan, White House correspondent, American Urban Radio Networks. Okay, thanks to all of you. Joan, let me start with you since you're sitting next to me. Does the word matter, as Bill Shine obviously is saying it does?
No, the word does not matter. I mean, we're all journalists here, so let's be honest. Bill's a journalist, too. We shorten things. We've got the lower third. We've only got the lower third. We might not say she was uninvited. She was told she cannot come. She was banned. The message was communicated that she was not welcome there, and she did not go. So this is ridiculous that this ex-journalist is playing word games with journalists, and it's not working.
So, Steve, look, presidents get questions shouted at them all the time, right? So yesterday, the president wanted to talk about trade, and Kaitlan asked questions about the Vladimir Putin summit and about the Michael Cohen tape, which, as the only representative for the broadcast media, was a question everyone wanted to ask. And I just wanted to make the point for the viewer that this is the way it goes. And here's how I'm going to make that point. Right. I'm going to show you two presidents who aren't Trump.
I'm looking forward to working with the new Congress. Thank you for your time.
Saddam's execution was handled appropriately.
Thank you, Kathleen Sebelius, for the outstanding work that she's doing, making sure that millions of Americans can get health insurance. Thank you.
If you won't negotiate, how can you get a solution? How can you bring an end to this if you won't talk to the congressional leaders?
So, Steve, this is how it goes. They say things. They want to talk about one thing. They get yelled a question about another. I mean, George Bush certainly didn't want to talk about Saddam's execution, right? I mean, what was he talking about? Right. Oh, yeah, the new Congress. Right. What happened with Kaitlan Collins is what happens. This is how it goes. Did Shine make a mistake?
Listen, Aaron, I think he did. Yes, I really do. Journalists are supposed to ask questions, and they're supposed to ask tough questions, and that happens all the time. And it happened in these shouting, matches, which we have. I will also say this: I think part of the reason, though, also why to defend the White House on some of these issues, the White House believes, and I think correctly so, that generally the media is so antagonistic toward the White House. And literally so biased. Well, you can laugh, but it is literally so antagonistic and so biased that
I'm
there
laughing
are
to keep from crying because you believe this foolishness. This president came out saying that we are the enemy of the people. We did nothing to him. From the moment he was elected president, even before that, when he thought he was going to be president, he did not want us in the White House. So the antagonism started with this administration. They do not want the tough questions. Steve, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink it. You understand that a free and fair press is what this country, the First Amendment. So don't play that game. We were warred upon. We did not war upon him. There's not a bias. If this president continues to do what he's doing, because a lot of this stuff he's doing, no, Steve, no, don't go there. He's tweeting things. He's saying
that's ridiculous.
With tapes and things of that nature. He's confessing. No, it's not. It's ridiculous. This is what the president is doing. We have a right to ask. We have a right to ask. And this president and this administration and Bill Shine, of all people, is going to have this war of words on Kaitlan Collins. She is a credentialed member of the press in the pool. And I'm going to say this to you, and I think Senator McCain was absolutely right. Okay. When you start oppressing and censoring the press, it begins a dictatorship. Steve, don't believe the Kool-Aid. Don't drink it. Don't drink it.
Dictatorship? Are you kidding? Hold on. No, that needs a response. Dictatorship? Are you kidding? Dictatorship?
That's the way it goes.
Am I kidding? Yes.
I mean,
yes.
It's authoritarian.
When you talk about dictatorship,
what makes us different from China? What makes us different from China and Russia?
And do you realize how divorced you are from the reality?
What makes us different from China?
Let Steve respond.
What makes us different from China and Russia?
Steve,
a free press.
Okay, let me give you a chance to respond.
Okay, now we're China and Russia. All right. When you talk about a dictatorship,
what makes us
do you realize how divorced you are?
Free and fair, independent press.
Do you realize how divorced you are from reality? And no American out there, by the way, cares about this nonsense, cares about this press briefing room nonsense.
Yes,
they
don't.
do. And
yes, they do.
Okay, let's let Steve finish his point, please, everybody. Let him finish his point, and then you respond.
If this president suppresses us, it's not about us. It's about the American people getting information. And let me say this to you. Okay. What do you mean? Oh my gosh! Let me say this to you. If we are the first line of questioning an American president, and if he can't take a serious question, he's thin-skinned, and maybe he should rethink the job.
And George Bush complained about the press.
What's the difference
between?
What April?
He complained, but
April, you have shown.
Yes.
What you have shown, and what the entire White House briefing room has shown, is that you are not honest brokers in this debate. What you have shown is that you're in opposition.
I'm not honest.
You're in opposition to the president.
I'm opposition.
No, you're not.
I've been warned upon. I still want to do an interview with this president. I'm not warned upon. I've been told, stop shaking my head. I've been told to get the Congressional Black Caucus together for a meeting with the president.
You can scream, but that doesn't change your lack of honesty in covering this president in an honest way. And what he's doing for regular Americans.
What have I been dishonest about? I guarantee you, if they ever try to ban me or take my credentials, there will be a problem. I have not lied. I have not done anything against this president, but report on everything that he's done. Everything that he's done. From his tweets,
regular Americans who don't care about what goes on in the briefing room, which is, by the way, 99% of regular Americans.
I have to say,
I have reported on Charlottesville. Was Charlottesville a lie?
Okay, the reality of it is the whole point is it's supposed to be a confrontational adversarial relationship of asking questions they don't want to be asked. They pick the reporters they're going to give interviews to. Obama picked people that he thought that he liked. Trump picks people that he likes. Bush that's how it goes, okay, when they're doing an interview. And then when you get these opportunities, people ask tough questions. That's the way it's supposed to go. Steve, when it comes to this president, yesterday, right, when he's asked by Kaitlan, he didn't want to talk about it. He got mad, and he clearly looks livid. But there are times when he's asked questions when he's thrilled to jump back in on it. Okay, let me just play some of those.
No. The executive order was great. Thank you.
Mr. President,
I'll be announcing that on Monday.
Mr. President,
Monday.
Quit the WTO.
WTO's treated the United States very badly, and I hope they change their ways. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much.
You think Helsinki
could be, or Vienna. It'll be announced very soon.
So the point I'm making there, Joan, is Bill Shine saying you were asked to leave, and then you asked a question, and that was disrespectful.
Right.
That is what happened right there,
exactly.
And the president was happy to answer. And that's just one of many examples, whether it's with this president or other presidents.
Right. And the other problem here, Aaron, is that this president has given one official news conference, one regularly scheduled news conference for his whole term with groups of people. Stop laughing at us, Steve. That's disrespectful. And also, don't call my friend April dishonest.
That was me laughing. That was
You're not laughing.
That's right.
Okay.
That was me laughing, John. I'm sorry, but I was
laughing
about that. I'm sorry.
He's given one regularly scheduled
I was
press
laughing at
conference.
the one. Yeah.
And that is the truth. And that's when people get together. They send their reporters with questions. They have a strategy. These pool sprays where people don't even know who's going to be called on, maybe one reporter from each journalistic frame is in the room, those don't count. And maybe he wouldn't get so many hostile questions if he actually sat down regularly with a cross-section of reporters rather than people at Fox.
What do you say to that, Steve?
That's true.
Listen, I would like more press conferences. I think the president, the more he gets in front of the oppositional press, the better he does. So I absolutely, I think he should be on CNN.
Oppositional. What?
I really believe that.
He should be.
Is it not oppositional?
I simply will say again,
do you
Steve,
really believe
the
that?
definition of a free and fair press is speaking truth to power, and that is holding them to account and asking questions they don't want to be asked. So when you use the word opposition to describe the job of a fair press, a free and fair press, you are doing a great disservice to the country.
Really?
And I want to say
I totally
something,
disagree,
Steve.
because you know what?
Just slandered.
You know what?
Steve, you.
A disservice to the country
Go ahead.
is when the press pretends that they are objective. And when I watch that White House briefing room, it is not. You can say, "Oh my God," you can be exasperated, but you know what? I think any fair person
I am going
who
to
watches
say
that, any non-political
because
person
you're delusional
will say
and you're a liar.
that is not really. I'm a liar, really. Here's the thing. Also, here's what you can't get over.
You're not worth the
we
G
won
in
in
your
2016.
OP.
And we
not worth the G
won
in
in
your OP.
2016 because we won in 2016 because we saw beyond and what you saw.
You played on
which
race.
was
You played on division.
Corrupt.
You played on race
really?
and
So we
division.
won because of racism. Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So
also
we won.
Vladimir
You know what?
Putin and James
April,
Comey.
I love
yes.
I love
But
that you
other
brought
than
that
that,
up
they did a great
because
job.
the people. By the way, the very people who won our election in Michigan and Ohio and Wisconsin. In Pennsylvania, those
Hillary
very
Clinton
same
won the
voters had
popular vote.
twice voted.
You won the Electoral
Hold on.
College.
Those
Hillary Clinton
voters
won the
had
popular
twice
vote. You won
voted.
the Electoral College because
those
Russia
voters had
helped
twice
you.
voted for
Because
Barack
Russia
Obama.
helped you. Because Russia helped you. Because
really?
Russia helped you.
Really?
You won the
Russia
Electoral
won the
College.
election?
Oh,
really?
really? Yes.
Really? Do you want to hang your head on that
That's
Russia
what
won the
your
election?
Justice Department is saying. That is what everyone's. You owe me an apology
Really?
too because you're trying to slander my name.
Are you
better
kidding?
find out where I lied.
I
I
mean,
want to see something where you
if
say I
you
lied.
believe-
Oh, you're kidding. You're not worth the G in your OP, Steve.
If you
Honey,
believe that Russia
give me the
won this
proof.
election,
Where am I
then
lying?
you have no business being even in this
I
entire
will- your
business.
Justice Department. What is Mueller about? What is the Mueller about?
Said
Your
there's no
president.
evidence that Russia's meddling actually altered the outcome of the election. At least thus far, that has been the conclusion. Thank you all very much.
I thought that it was a matter of real concern that planted stories intended to serve a national purpose abroad came home and were circulated here and believed here because this would mean that the CIA could manipulate the news in the United States by channeling it through some foreign country. Now, we're looking at that very carefully.
Do you have any people being paid by the CIA who are contributing to a major circulation American journal?
We do have people who submit pieces to two American journals.
Do you have any people paid by the CIA who are working for television networks?
This, I think, gets into the kind of getting into the details, Mr. Chairman, that I'd like to get into in executive session.
At CBS, we had been contacted by the CIA. As a matter of fact, by the time I became the head of the whole news and public affairs operation in 1954, the ships had been established, and I was told about them and asked if I'd carry on with them.
We have quite a lot of detailed information, and we will evaluate it, and we will include any evidence of wrongdoing or any evidence of impropriety in our final report and make recommendations.
Do you have any people being paid by the CIA who are contributing to the national news services, AP and UPI?
Well, again, I think we're getting into the kind of detail, Mr. Chairman, that I'd prefer to handle in executive session.
Senator, do you think that you named the news organizations in your final report?
That remains to be decided.
I think it was entirely in order for our correspondents at that time to make use of CIA agent chiefs of station and other members of the executive staff of CIA as sources of information which were useful in their assessments of world conditions.
Would you say that continues today?
Well, yeah, I would think probably for a reporter it would continue today, but because of all of the revelations of the period of the 1970s, it seems to me that a reporter's got to be much more circumspect in doing it now, or he runs the risk of at least being looked at with considerable disfavor by the public. I think you've got to be much more careful about it.